and welcome to the makeup brush handle follow-up video. Now I don't have a lot to go over, so this is going to be a really quick video. I do want to start off with what I think is a great tip. Steve over at Temple Boy Turnings contacted me, and you might remember when I had the brush and I was talking about putting the epoxy inside of the brush to insert the handle so that the epoxy didn't ooze out everywhere. What Steve said is that denatured alcohol will remove the epoxy as long as it's still soft. So if you put two items together and you have a little squeeze out, try some denatured alcohol and see if that will clean up the epoxy for you. I did have a good question. Jiaming Wong asked, when you're using the micro mesh, at what speed do you run your lathe? Now I generally turn my lathe all the way down to the slowest possible speed. In my case, that's about 800 RPMs. Truthfully, I would really like to go a little slower than that, maybe about 200, 250, but because my lathe is belt driven, that's the best I can do. But I always turn it as far down as possible and run it as slow as possible when I sand with the micro mesh. I also always dip the micro mesh in water. It kind of helps with heat buildup, and then I'll wipe any slurry off between the grits. In my follow-up video last week for the necklace holder, I mentioned something about if anyone knew of a gear generating program or could print out gears to let me know. Now, Timbuzz, and I hope I pronounced that YouTube channel name properly, sent me a note and told me that there is a program called GearGenerator.com, www.geargenerator.com. I'll include that in the link below, that generates gears. And I took a look at it, and it's pretty cool. The biggest issue I had was when I printed it out and I blew it up, I had some issue with proportions of the gear. Now, quite a few people responded with links to Matthias Wandel's gear generator program. I'm going to put a link to that down below, so if you're interested, you can follow that link. I believe Matthias charges $26 for his program. I looked at it. Online, he has the entire manual. I got a chance to read the manual. The nice thing about it is I can print the larger gears. It prints them on multiple pages so they can be taped together and you can form the full pattern. It's scalable. It looks like everything I need. So I think what I'm going to do is when I get ready to make the gears, I've got some planning, some measuring, some things like that to do, but when I get ready to go, I think I'm going to go ahead and buy Matthias's program. It's an instant download and you're good to go. You can do anything you want with generating, different size gears, number of teeth. It's a pretty complex program, and there's a lot more to it than I expected. So I got a little bit of learning to do in the meantime. Those of you that follow me on Facebook know that I got a little injury last Friday night in the shop. I'd like to say that it was an accident. However, it wasn't. It was carelessness on my part, inattentiveness on my part. I'm going to take a second and show you what happened and how it happened. And then for those of you who are interested, I took 2 photos the day that it happened. They're kind of bloody, so if you're not interested in seeing that, don't click on them. And then 2 days ago, I took a photo of how the wound looks when it was cleaned up. And I'll take those 3 photos, put them over on my Google Drive, and I'll put links in the documentation below if you'd like to look at those. So let me show you what went down. I'm at my grinder, and the first thing you'll notice is that the grinder is not parallel to the table. It's at a bit of an angle. My grinder is currently not mounted, so over time, with the centrifugal force that the grinder is producing and the vibration of grinding, it has sort of angled itself a little bit. Now you can't see the full arm, but I have the Wolverine grinding jig, and the arm here goes all the way out to the pocket. You've all seen those. And what you do is you set that, and then when you want to touch your tool up, you bring your tool over, you lay it in the pocket, and then you just run it over the wheel while the grinder is on. Normally, you would approach the grinder perpendicular to the grinder, so I would be facing the grinder, working with the wheel. Since the grinder is at an angle, I came in, fired up the grinder, I went like this to lay my tool in the pocket and put it on the wheel, and when I did, I laid my arm against the wheel here, and you can still see some of the moisture that was pulled out of my arm as my arm was pinched between this tray, which I use for grinding skews, and the wheel. It was very quick. It really was not painful at all. It felt like somebody socked me in the arm. The arm did begin to bleed right away, and I'll be honest, I have not had a lot of pain out of the arm, but I tend to find out just how often I bump it on things. And last but not least, I started working on this a year and a half ago. I mentioned it in my last update video. I finally did it. I finished the latex pen blank. I am extremely happy with it. I'm currently working on the video. My hope is to have this out Sunday morning at 12 a.m. That's when I try to release my videos. So hopefully Sunday, if you are interested in the story behind the latex pen blank, you'll be able to watch that. I would like to thank you for following along and for watching the update. I want you to know that you are always welcome in my shop. Come back and see me again real soon. Have a great evening.